everyone, this is Courtney from Ruby Red Farm. Today I'm going to go through and talk through some common chicken myths that we hear all the time. One of the first myths that we hear is that white chickens lay white eggs and brown chickens lay brown eggs. In fact, the color of the feathers makes no difference whatsoever for what the color of the egg is going to be. Instead, it's just the genetics that get passed down from generation to generation. For example, we have white amber-link chickens that lay a beautiful brown egg. We've also ordered some brown leghorn chickens that will lay a beautiful white egg. So again, at the end of the day, outside feathers do not always match the color of the egg. Another myth that we hear quite often is that chickens can't lay eggs without a rooster. This is simply false. Chickens will lay as many eggs with a rooster as they do without a rooster. They've done studies to prove this. The rooster is really only there for fertilization. The egg laying is going to happen whether the rooster's there or not. Another myth that people often assume about chickens is that they assume that they're stupid. However, chickens have been shown to be highly intelligent creatures. They can solve puzzles. They can communicate with over 20 different noises. They can recognize their chicken friends, and they can recognize the sound of their owner's voice. So do not be fooled by a chicken's silly and cute appearance. They are actually very intelligent creatures. Another myth that we hear does have some truth to it, and that's the myth that chickens completely stop laying their eggs in the winter. While it is true that chickens lay fewer eggs in the winter, it has to do with the decrease in daylight, as well as at times extreme cold temperatures. However, they also sometimes will lay less in the dead heat of summer because those hot temps require them to conserve energy as well. So yes, this one has a little bit of truth to it, but chickens do in fact still lay eggs in the winter, they just don't lay quite as many. Another myth that we hear almost daily is that brown eggs are healthier. Similar to how the color of the chicken makes no difference to the color of the egg, the color of the egg makes no difference for whether it's healthier or not. They've done studies that have shown that the nutritional values are statistically insignificant between the two. The big difference comes from a chicken's diet. Chickens raised in an environment like ours where they're free to pasture raise and eat bugs and scratch and eat that grass, that's going to get you a much better quality egg with better flavor and with better nutrition. So for our hens here, the white eggs and the brown eggs both have the same nutritional value and both taste exactly the same, no matter what your friends say. One of the other funny myths that I hear is that chickens are vegetarians. Chickens are anything but vegetarian. Chickens are actually what we call an omnivore. So chickens will eat effectively anything they can digest, and that includes, well, almost everything. So while they do stick mostly to plant sources for food, you will catch chickens eating bugs, you will also catch them eating mice, and they will eat pretty much anything they can get their claws on. There's another myth out there that says that chickens are colorblind. Chickens actually are not colorblind. In fact, they can see a larger spectrum of colors than even humans can. So they're not living in a black and white world. They're actually living in a more exciting, vibrant world than even we can enjoy. And last but not least is the myth that chickens can't fly. Now, chickens can fly, but of course they're not exactly migrating south for the winter. Chickens can fly, though, about 10 feet off the ground for up to 50 feet. Our younger birds that are smaller, we've seen them fly upwards of 100 feet in one stretch. So they do have functional wings, but you're not exactly going to see them flying long distances. So those are our chicken myths, guys. We have absolutely adored having chickens. If you're considering getting them, I cannot recommend them enough. Having fresh eggs is wonderful. If you're new to chickens, though, do your homework. Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. But don't believe everything you read on the internet. This was Courtney from Ruby Red Farm. I hope you all have a great day. It's a pretty easy. Y'all are loud. Could you all be quiet for just 1 second?